Oh, hey everybody. I really didn't want to have to make this video today, but I think it's necessary to speak on the topic because, well, I have it's money at stake, and essentially the topic of today's video is companies fucking me over, basically. Like with this. This is my Zafari Precision upper. It's for a Glock 19 or a 19X or a 45. Now, the problem with this is I've only shot about 1,000 rounds through this thing, and every single time now, it used to function fine, but every single time I extract a round, what happens when you extract a round in a Glock is the extractor here will go out like that, and then the firing pin will slide back. This little thing slides back like that. And when that happens, this right here, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see right there, that little plunger there, that falls out every single time I go to extract a round. And that's only after about 1,000 rounds with that upper, about a $500 upper altogether. So there's that. And then there's this. This is the Glock frame that I got stippled. Now, it's not at all what I requested. You guys have seen, if you have seen any of my shorts on YouTube, you've seen what color was on this Glock before. It was more of a pinkish candy purple. And this is just the most fucking ugly, decadent fucking police blue. And he painted my Timony trigger. I told him to match the color to the safety flap on the trigger. And he got the color wrong, so he decided, oh, I'll just paint the whole entire trigger. Well, it's in the gun. Now, when it comes to the internals, right here, the magazine release, it essentially is it goes in right here, and then right here it rubs against the inside of the frame of the gun. And right here where he stippled, right where it rubs, he fucking poked through. And it rubs, and now the tap rack function on this gun does not work anymore. It's too gritty, it's too stuck for it to work. So that's a thing. He also Cerakoted the slide release completely. So today I went in there and I took it out, and I took a Dremel, and I took all the Cerakote off and polished it all up, and it still doesn't work because of what he did here with the stippling. But I do have another guy that I'm going to, that he said he's going to fix it. And he said that if he did that bad of a job on a Glock, he would buy me a new frame and redo it. But look at this gas pedal. Does that look like any sort of market standard or industry standard at all to you? That is just a butch job. Look at that. It's terrible. Right here is where it goes through, and then you can see light through the grip right here in the thumb well. It's a terrible job. I like the idea. The idea is there. It's great. But the color isn't what I requested. He poked through the pistol in multiple places. He Cerakoted the internals of my gun and Cerakoted the trigger that I did not want Cerakoted. Put the logo in the completely wrong place. It was supposed to be more up here. Let's see. Where else? What else did he do? He clearly didn't take the gun apart when he Cerakoted it, because when I take it apart, I can tell, because there's lines from where all the parts line up where the Cerakote didn't go on. It's obnoxious. Like, it's an absolute shit job. Right here, see in the undercut there? See how the color ends there? why wouldn't he fix that and re-Cerakote right there? He just sanded the color off and left it. And right there, too. It's, this light is a little fucky. See? The purple right there and there. It's just sanded off, and it's just a line of fucking purple randomly right there. And I have no clue why he stippled this. I did not tell him to do that. Whoever decided to do that, especially in that manner, it's not even... I told him to stipple this, not this. Not only that, most people, they wrap the stipple around the grip. And a lot of people, they'll even stipple in the beaver tail and stuff like that, so it's nice and comfy. This guy just kind of butchered it. I will say, I'll give him props on the ergonomics. The ergonomics are there. And every time I grab it, no matter what, when I raise the gun, the sights are lined up. But he butchered my gun. This gun no longer has value because of him. And I'm going to be expecting compensation. I'm not going to lie. I expect to get a brand new lower. They're not that expensive. A brand new stripped lower is what, $90? I spent $400 to have him ruin my lower. And he had the gun for 4 months, mind you. It took him 4 months to butcher my gun and costed me $400. If you live in Wisconsin, in the northern areas, and if you know where Crandon is, it's a little company called Northwoods Firearms in Crandon. Now, online, the reviews are great, and they have all these pictures of things that they've done, but they did this too. And someone needs to speak out about that, because it's not how business is done. As soon as I texted, I brought it into my other FFL. Okay. I'm sorry, I was about to grab my phone. You guys are on my phone. I was about to read the text, but as soon as I brought it to my FFL, I opened the box up like this, and he was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that looks like shit. And he just started stippling. He just started it. He just started doing stippling at his gun shop. Right after I brought this gun in to these people, he started doing it. He said, and I quote, "If I did a job that bad, I would refund you. I would buy you a new frame and redo it for free." And it's like, yeah, thank you. That's how business is done right there, you know? And then he told me to go in there and polish all the stuff up. Like, I polished the entire magazine release and the trigger bar, and I tried to sand the freaking bumps on the inside where the magazine release rubs against the inside of the frame, but it's just a little excessive. Like, it's gonna put holes in my frame that are like, you'll be able to see the fucking holes from the outside without shining a light through it if I sand it anymore. It's obnoxious. But Eli told me to do all that and see if I could get it to work, because tap rack is not working right now. If you don't know what tap rack is, essentially with a striker fire pistol like this, when you do this should be dropping forward when you're doing that. Or when you do this. That's not happening. It's not supposed to get stuck like this. I'm not very happy. You can probably tell I'm fairly heated on the matter. And rightfully so, in my opinion. Like, who the fuck takes someone's $500 Glock frame that, mind you guys, I already have money into this. The trigger on this Glock that he painted, this trigger, it's a Timney trigger. That's a $110 trigger that he just painted. And I told him to paint it the color of the trigger, not to paint my fucking trigger. Fucking obnoxious. These people really... And then he's getting all mad when I'm calling for updates. You fucking had it for 4 months. I didn't even call in the first fucking 2 months. I started calling after 2 months. And I called what? Once every 2 weeks? And then I'm getting flack from his fucking wife, the receptionist. She's sitting here like, oh yeah, he's all pissed at me. He's all mad because he's on a timeline with this one. And I'm like, it's my everyday carry. Seriously? It still shoots. I can still do 3 shots, reload, 3 shots, reload, 3 shots in 8 seconds without having tap rack working. But for fuck's sakes. What the hell, man? I just fucking wanted to have my gun finished and have it be done and have a nice, pretty gun to show to people and to fucking pass down to my son maybe when he turned 18 and all that. But for fuck's sakes. If this is the case, Jesus Christ, you know, I'm not even gonna get too involved with stippling. I'm gonna get this new frame from them and I'm taking it to Eli, my boy Eli with Semper Smithing. He's way better. He's way, way, way better. He texted me and he told me that he would be willing to do exactly what I want. And not only that, he doesn't give you a weird look when you request something obnoxious. He wants to do the most outlandish builds. He is excited to do those builds. This guy, on the other hand, just complains and complains and complains. Well, Eli, this is his passion. And when I went into Semper Smithing and showed Eli this gun, he genuinely showed anger towards this other gun shop. He showed anger towards this other gunsmith because this is his passion. And he's watching someone butcher his passion to an extent that is immeasurable. An extent that no man should have to suffer through bullshit like this. $500 upper doesn't work. Fucking $400 on top of the $500 it already was for the lower. And now, after spending $400, it doesn't function correctly. Is that really how that's supposed to? I'm pretty sure after spending $400 to get it modified, it's supposed to work better than it did before. Am I wrong or something? I don't feel like I'm wrong. And not only that, $400 is pretty steep for a job that's that bad. Like, that's a pretty steep price for that. And don't even get me started. Like, Eli, he literally told me that I can pick whatever color I want, and I can even get it. I can fucking go look and tell him what one to order. This other guy, I told him what color I wanted. I told him the color I wanted, and he said, "Yeah, I'll have to order that." And they said they ordered it and it got delivered on Friday. Why the fuck are you ordering the wrong color? This is nowhere near the color I requested. The color I requested is gun candy fucking purple. It's like shiny purple, okay? It's shiny, almost pink, almost a pink undertone to it. Not blue purple. That's like this blue that's on this pistol, hold on. This blue that's on this pistol is like closer to this than it is to gun candy purple. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's not even really purple. The only thing that was done correctly was the bucket, and they weren't even done correctly in the end. They were placed in the complete wrong spot. And then look at this. See how they're angled there? And then you turn the gun over, and they're angled the complete opposite way. He didn't even match it on each side. It looks fucking obnoxious. The best part about it is what the computer did for him. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And I called them, and I said that I'm pretty pissed. I told them I'm pissed, and I'm not gonna lie, there may or may not have been a little bit of swearing here and there, but I was proper, and I had a very, very controlled tone, and I told them I was sorry to call them with this bullshit, but I'm gonna need some compensation for ruining my $500 Glock, because that's not how business is done. That is not how you go about doing business. I texted Eli and told him, after I polished all the internals up and stuff, that it still wasn't working. And he texts me right back, mind you, right away. He texts me right back and says, all right, man, take it in, and I'll see if I can get it working for you. And then I told him that I'm going to be trying to get compensation for what they did from them. And he said, all right, man, if you at least try and get a new frame, a new stripped frame for $90 from them, and then take it to him, and he'll do exactly what I actually wanted. That is how you do business. You see, Eli is a good businessman. Eli is a master at his craft. This other guy is a poser. This other guy is no sort of artisan in my eyes. He is more a fraud. A fraud that's taking people's money and kicking them to the curb with buckets of shit in their hand. He's literally just shitting in your hand and saying, thanks for the $400. Enjoy my shit. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry that you guys have to deal with this shit, but I feel that you guys should know what companies not to go to and what companies to go to. Like, if you're in my area, if you guys are in the northern Wisconsin area, I live in the Minocqua area, and Semper Smithing is based out of Minocqua. Semper Smithing is Eli. Semper Smithing is the good shop. He's the one that's going to fix this problem. Crandon is an hour and a half away from here. And that's where this other shop is. Northwoods Firearms, LLC. Yeah. Here's their logo. This came with my fucked up gun. I'm sure they gave me a challenge coin because they knew how bad of a job they did on my shit. But all I have to say on the matter, other than that, is why work if you're not going to take pride in your work? Like, just why? It doesn't make much sense to me. And I'm not too terribly exacerbated from this. No, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely heated. I'm definitely a little bit pissed off that this happened. I was a little more pissed off earlier after I came back from Eli's and he told me that they fucked me over, essentially. You know, because it's like no one wants to be fucked over, but I'm coming to terms with it, not because that's how it is. When you want to build a custom Glock, it doesn't always go in your favor. And I have over $3,400 into this gun. It's probably closer to $5,000 at this point for what I got going on with it, everything completely. Like, if you add it all up, you know, but 90% of it doesn't even function correctly anymore. You know, you can shoot, and it shoots, but only with the stock upper, and it doesn't tap rack anymore. It tap racked before I brought it to that gun shop. It worked perfectly fine before I brought it to that gun shop. Next thing you know, I get it back, and my gun doesn't work, and I'm $400 broke. I'm $400 broker. Like, ooh, that's a pretty big hit there. You know, it took 4 months for them to do that. And they're complaining about how they're all busy and shit. And it's like, and they're telling me, well, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's taking so long to get all this stuff done. Yeah, we're so busy. I don't give a shit how busy you are. I'm giving you $400 to do what I want to my gun, and you have 4 months to do it. That's a fucking long time, in my opinion. Some of the most busy companies, I might as well have sent my shit to Texas to get done, or to Utah, or to fucking Alabama, where there's the best shops in the world, where all the fucking big dogs are at, you know? I could have sent my shit to one of them. It would have costed less, maybe the same, because it's one of them, but that includes shipping and getting it out there. And timeline-wise, it includes that too. It's beyond me how that works. I will never be doing any business with these people ever again. When I walked out of the store, she was like, oh, make sure you write a good review. And I was looking at my gun like, you fucking butchered it. I didn't say anything at first. I just kind of dealt with it. I paid the price, and I paid the piper, I guess. You know, I gave him my $400, and I walked out. And I looked at my gun in my car and started yelling and profusely screaming. Like, this is my everyday carry here. You know, it's literally what I use every day. And I just want it to work how it's supposed to. I don't want to fucking spend money on it for it not to work. That's not what I spend. Yeah. I think you guys get it. At this point, I'm just ranting. In the future, from now on, I will be going to Eli. He has the same taste as me. He really likes the same stuff as me. And yeah, he will be my gunsmith for the future, primary gunsmith. Not going to go anywhere else for gunsmithing because there's no point in risking getting fucked over again. This is the first gun that I ever took to a gunsmith. Actually, well, I took it to Eli first. Eli installed the trigger on it, and great experience. It worked out great with Eli. But as soon as I go somewhere else and get this thing stippled, for the first stipple job I ever get done, completely butchered. I lost probably $650 because they did that. It's no longer a functioning Glock because of them. I guess it is what it is. I'm gonna try and get them to get me a new frame. A stripped frame, probably. They're probably not going to get me a full, with all the parts in it and everything, but I might be able to convince them to compensate me the $90 for a stripped frame. And I honestly don't even care enough. I just want the money. I don't even care enough to go through them to get for the FFL. I would honestly just take the money and go to Eli and have him order it for me, because I don't want to deal with those people anymore. They rattle my bones. They grind my gears. They piss me the fuck off to the point of no redemption. How about that? How about that? Yeah. So long story short, guys, just because a business has good reviews on Google and the pictures on Google look good, that does not mean that they're gonna do good by you. You gotta watch your back out there, and you gotta build a relationship with your gunsmith so that they know who you are, and so that they know what your taste is, and so that way they care about the work that they're doing for you. Or you can go to a guy like Eli who cares either way, because it's his passion. This is Parker, Ghost of Kiev, signing off.